Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today is a video all about eclipses. We're going to cover what an eclipse is, its spiritual meaning, its purpose, what it's going to do to your life, the do's and the don'ts during the eclipse portal. We're going to cover it all. So if you want to know what eclipses are all about, stay tuned. If you're new to my channel, I'm Spirit Mama and I share weekly videos on astrology and consciousness and all that cosmic stuff. So let's get into your eclipse video. Eclipses are portals of time. It's a spiritual time. It's a time when the veil between our world and the next opens. Eclipses are a time of rapid, quick change. Eclipses will pick you up and put you where you're meant to be. Eclipses can sometimes come across as either being good or bad, but you have to know that however they present for you, they will be for your highest good and they will be pushing you along your evolutionary path. So let's get into what the difference is between a solar and a lunar eclipse. So what is a solar eclipse? Put it quite simply, the moon is going to come between the sun and the earth. The moon is going to block out the sun. This is a solar eclipse and it always happens on a new moon. So in a nutshell, a solar eclipse is a new moon, but it's a new moon on steroids, a new moon times 3. So it's a great time of new beginnings. It's exciting. We're bringing something in. It's like a new start. Now a lunar eclipse, the earth will come between the moon and the sun. In effect, the moon will be dissolved during a lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse is like a full moon on steroids times 3. So you can see why these are really heightened times of change. So the characteristics around a lunar eclipse is going to be a bit like a full moon. Emotions will be high, will be extra sensitive. Lunar eclipses are a time of endings. It's a time of culmination. It's a time when secrets come to the surface. The light is shining on that area of our life. And this can be really illuminating, but also really scary sometimes because we don't want to look at that area of our life and a lunar eclipse comes along and boom, we can see it with fresh eyes. It's quite a revelatory time. Every 6 months, we have an eclipse and they come in pairs. You'll get a lunar eclipse and then 2 weeks later, you'll get a solar eclipse. And then another 6 months later, you'll have 2 more eclipses. Now, a family of eclipses, and I mean family by saying being in the same signs, will last 18 months. So the characteristics of this eclipse cycle may not present itself to you at the first set of eclipses. You might have the inklings of what is going on at the first set of eclipses, and this might graduate out through the next 18 months. And it's not till you get to the eclipses still in the same sign, 18 months later, 3 eclipse cycles later, that the results of the first inklings of the eclipse start to manifest. Or if you're ready for the lessons that are meant to be happening, it can happen like that. It can happen really quickly. You could be working somewhere one day and then 2 weeks later or a month later, you could find yourself doing something completely different. It really depends on your own evolutionary stage and the goals that your soul is working with, wanting to uncover you with, and how far off track you are. In other words, if you're really off track and the universe is like, no, we got to get back here, and you're not ready for such a rapid, quick change, of a relationship or a job or relocation of the home or a new birth of a child, the universe might gradually expand it out over the 6 months to 18 months so you have a more gradual integration of the lessons that you're meant to learn. But some of us are ready for the change. Some of us have cleared what we need to clear. We've let go of what we need to let go. And it's really like it's time to move in, to move on, and it can happen really quick. And eclipses don't have to be negative. They can be really positive. Change is good for us. We can get really stuck and stagnant in our own ways. Change helps us evolve and move towards where our soul wants us to be going this life. And sometimes we don't know where that is. And when we don't know where that is, the change can feel scary. The change can feel alienating. It can feel like we don't want this to happen. But just know that whatever is going on for you at eclipse time, it is for your highest good. Now, you're not going to feel every single eclipse that comes along every 6 months, and you probably know this already. And the reason for this is If the eclipse is aspecting your sun or your moon or one of your natal planets in your birth chart, then you will be affected by the current eclipse, because each eclipse will change its degrees. It won't change sign in the cycle of the 18-month eclipses. Eclipses will also be affecting your chart if it's hitting one of your angles, your ascendant, your midheaven, your descendant. One of these angles, if the eclipse is there, it's heralding big change and transformation in your life. So some things not to do during eclipse time. Don't make any new big moves. Doesn't matter what comes up, don't make any major life-affirming decisions. Always wait till the dust settles. And the dust settles 2 weeks after the last eclipse. So the next full moon or new moon after the last eclipse is the next lunar cycle, and you're out of the eclipse portal. And then you'll see things differently. The emotions calm down, the dust settles, the rapid change and transformation, it tends to lessen, and you can start to see things with fresh eyes. That's the time to make decisions and move ahead with things, not during the eclipse time. Don't launch any new projects or begin anything new. And that includes don't hire anybody new. Don't start a new job if possible. Don't sign any contracts. Don't agree to anything. A bit like a Mercury retrograde actually, but this is a bit more intense. So some things that we should do during the eclipse. If you can, clear your schedule between the two eclipses. You know, the eclipse portal is in between then, and it is really heightened energy. Be open to synchronicities, be open to guidance, be open to the veils to the other worlds becoming thinner so you can hear your guides. You could be channeling messages. You know, the universe will be sending you signals and clues as to what this change is happening in your life and the best way that you can go about it. Take care of your health and your energy. Eclipses can suck energy out of us. Settle down, take extra time for rest and self-care. You know, tune in to what the energies of these planets are asking of you. And I also want to add, with eclipses, you know, it's really a time of change. It's a time of something ending and something beginning, because you have that new moon and that full moon, or that full moon and that new moon. And with this, the one thing that sets eclipses apart from new and full moons is that you can't go back. So if something ends during an eclipse period, like you lose your job or it's the ending of a relationship, the chances of you going back to that relationship or that same job are very, very slim. And the reason for this is because the eclipses want us to evolve. It's not about going back. Eclipses are pushing our evolutionary growth forward. So there's no going back. If something ends during the eclipse period, you just got to know that it's for your highest good and say goodbye to it forever. Something better is up ahead for you. You must trust that. There is always something better for you up ahead. On the topic of relationships, people can be eclipsed out of your life during an eclipse. If it's a solar eclipse, you might find a male is being eclipsed out of your life. If it is a lunar eclipse, it could be a female being eclipsed out of your life. And again, this is for your highest good. It is for the other person's highest good. It's not for your highest evolutionary purpose anymore, for this relationship with this person to continue. And you're making space for new people to come into your life. I can't urge you enough to get a copy of your chart so you can see where these eclipses are falling for you, because if it is aspecting any area of your chart, you will feel this, but you will be prepared. And the beautiful thing about being prepared is we can get ourselves vibrationally ready for the change. And that's really important, because then you're not acting from a place of reaction. We're acting from a place of action and presence and awareness. So if you liked this video, please like this video and leave a comment below. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Please share this video with anyone that you think might find it helpful. And I'll see you later for the next Astro Forecast.